Hello, this is my work log for Systems, Joe Pepper. As you can see, I've just opened up what we had with the previous drawing revision, just reading over the spec itself. So I am to remove the section of the wall that has been pointed out. So remove the rails on one side and replace the existing ones on rows 1 to 3 with type B rails. So as you can see there, it's a section that I'll be removing. So I'm just zooming in at the moment, getting a gist of the drawing, making sure that I'm choosing to select the correct point. So first I select the rail that needs to be deleted. I then delete the rail and stretch using the stretch command, which is a little point on the block itself to move the rail, the kick plate. And as you see, I just use the erase command to delete the dimension for the old rail. That's the one I needed. I then double click on the block to allow me to open the end of the block itself, just making sure I'm selecting the correct part of the wall I need to stretch. So I can just simply click remove using the erase tool and the extend tool, and right click to extend it to the next wall. Just making sure that everything lines up properly. I can then stretch the dimension so that it's corresponding correctly with what's actually in place now. So the kick plate dimension can be moved back to close to the front because no longer needed at the back. So using the little selection points to drag those forward. And then remove the note temporarily because I will be re-adding it later. It's just to clarify that I've actually done it. So removing the note about the rear rails, making sure everything looks alright. Just being able to pan about it is a really good tool to use, just so you can see what's being done. So the next point for me is to remove the two rails using the erase tool. I will be doing that momentarily, just make sure everything's all lined up properly. Just making sure I've got my correct dimension sizes for the front two rails first, before I move on, which they are correct at 40mm, which includes the socket size of all rails. So I type in the type of rail is type B removable rail. No, quick mistake there, so I'll add the S back in a moment. And it's just also stating which rows it's applicable to. So the rows 1 to 3 for the rails, and it's specifically only rows 1 to 3. Just moving it using the pinch points and different styles of dimensions so you can get a more better visual view of it. And same for the kick plates, I'll be adding a note saying rows 1 just to make sure how many rows got. 12. 10. Rows 4 to 12, apologies. And only those ones as well, those rows. Just reading it over and make sure it's all good. It's always good to save your drawing, so I'll be up issuing it from the last revision to the next one. So now I go on to the border to make sure I've changed the revision itself. Now it's time to delete the rails, so I can erase these rails because they're no longer needed. I'll then go open, top of the folders, Excel schemes, rails, type B rails. I'll then scroll to removable, the correct row depth of 950, copy, paste, Control V, and then use the mirror command to flip it. It asks if you want to keep the old one, so let's say no. Using the pinch point on there to be able to move the rail itself, I can then use the copy command, making reference points to copy to and from. There, I double click the middle mouse button to get a whole view of the drawing. Just going over what I've done to make sure it's all correct according to the specification sheet. Save it again. Now to fill in the last little parts of the border box. So this will be an up issue revision, so I'll just note in there who's checking, who's marked off the last drawing and signed it, who's checking my name, what I've done, and the date as well. Just typing that in. All of our borders have the same text box to open up, so every time you open a border, you have the same selection of what you can type in and all that. And I can save. And that's it. That is a cell scheme revision, just going over some very basic commands to show how quickly a drawing can be done using shortcut commands on the keyboard instead of typing out each individual one. And that will be it for the recording. Thank you.